Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Wednesday, the 31st of May, 2023. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 tumbled 1.6% today to 7,091 points. That's back to late March levels and only just above where the bourse started the year. Weak economic data out of China and surprisingly strong inflation figures locally weighed on stocks. The Bureau of Statistics figures show that inflation for the 12 months to the end of April was a higher than expected 6.8%. The China data showed weakness in manufacturing in the world's second largest economy, and that hit the big iron ore miners hard. They, of course, export to China. BHP was down 3.4%, Fortescue Metals was off 3%, and Rio was 2% lower. Commonwealth Bank, Westpac and ANZ all fell around 2%. Wesfarmers was off 3.3%. The energy sector did worst, while materials and financials weren't far behind. Only tech stocks ended in the black, and only just. It was a rough day for the coal miners after the price of the sedimentary rock fell sharply yesterday. Whitehaven was the worst of the top 200, down nearly 6%, while New Hope was off 4.2%. It was just a very rough day all around, with about 3/4 of the top 200 falling. Story number 2, more revelations in the PwC scandal, with the tax commissioner telling Senate estimates that the consulting firm was behind 15 schemes designed to help multinationals sidestep tax laws. And of course, at the heart of this scandal is the fact that PwC, having signed a confidentiality agreement, worked with the government to design those laws. The idea was to capture more tax from multinationals. Tax Commissioner Chris Jordan today said PwC put at risk about $180 million in tax revenue a year because it used the confidential information to advise clients. He also accused PwC of frustrating the tax office in its investigations into the schemes. Story number 3, the banking and superannuation watchdog, APRA, said it's being more active to ensure super funds accurately reflect the value of their assets, including those unlisted assets. Now, a super fund might own an office tower. It isn't worth as much as it was a couple of years ago, but has it been revalued? That's the question APRA wants to answer. APRA was appearing before estimates today. It also said it's formally investigating industry super funds payments to unions and whether these are in members' best financial interests. Funds payments to unions can flow through those unions to political donations to Labor or related political groups, and that's under the microscope. Story number 4, Bank of Queensland has been hit with enforceable undertakings by 2 regulators for failing to have sufficient anti-money laundering and risk management controls in place. The announcement comes 6 months after the bank said it wasn't being watched by regulators. One undertaking comes from Banking Oversight Agency, the Australian Prudential Regulation Authority, and the other from the financial crimes watchdog AUSTRAC. APRA will also require Bank of Queensland to hold $50 million in extra capital from this month as part of the deal. Bank of Queensland had several breaches of APRA's prudential standards over the past 18 months. That's a massive no-no in the banking world. APRA said the bank has acknowledged its past risk management and risk culture weaknesses. Bank of Queensland's share price fell nearly 5% today. And finally, story number 5, Parliament was very busy today between question time, Senate estimates and normal business. One bill that passed through the House of Reps was the Constitutional Amendments Bill establishing the Voice to Parliament referendum. It's a first step in the process, and while the Nationals and a handful of Liberal MPs opposed the bill, it passed easily, 121 votes to 25. That's it for the afternoon report for Wednesday, the 31st of May, 2023. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.